I mean, if we want to talk about brain patterns,
Yes.
right? I mean, we establish these patterns and ways of thinking. It's been described often like if you live somewhere where the snow never melted, unlike Denver, right? And
Right,
all winter long, you're walking the same direction to get your mail, to go to your car, and these pathways develop, and those become ingrained. And that is our thinking, and that's our thought process.
Now, is that an analogy, or is that literally how the brain works by actually carving a
We
physical
really,
path?
I mean, you have these synapses and these pathways that absolutely
They
form.
grow, don't they?
And but they continue to grow. And if you're dysregulated, right?
Yeah.
If you have had, I'm just going to use the PTSD piece again, like maybe you've been in the military and something happens to the amygdala in our brain and the hippocampus in our brain, and truly genuinely changes the dynamic of how their brain works.
Yes.
Now those pathways are, for lack of a better word, really messed up, right? And they can't undo that pathway. And they try and they try and they try, and they can't get there. So when you take psilocybin, we are blowing apart all of those predetermined pathways. And when I say taking this, this is at a clinical dose. This is, we know the dosing we're taking and giving patients, but it truly opens up all those receptors. And now is an opportunity to form new pathways and to form new ways of thinking.
Interesting.
So, actually back in the 60s or whatever year it was that they took psychedelics and made them a class 1 drug. The reason, and this is not my opinion, but this is what's researched and written about,
all right.
is that the government they were actually working to use LSD,
Right.
the CIA was. So they were so fearful of people's forming their own new opinions, right? This was in Vietnam. We had all these people revolting. Like they had this belief system, like this is going to change humanity, right? They're going to be a disruptor.
So they recognized it early and suppressed it.
They recognized that their way of thinking could literally change.
Yeah.
And they pulled that drug.
Yeah, interesting.
So it was never pulled because there's a fear of death or addiction or
Right.
all of those things. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're talking about psilocybin, it is actually, if I drew you an XY graph here.
Please don't.
It is it is the least addictive
Yeah.
and the least deadly of any controlled, currently, right, outside
Currently,
of
yeah.
Colorado and in Oregon, controlled substance around. The least. It
Interesting.
sits at the bottom, closest
Yeah.
to zero.
Right at the little corner
Right,
there.
yeah. So there's no reason to fear it from that.